Time now for our 360 round. For that, I want to bring in our panel to preview NVIDIA's earnings. Those due after the close today. Joining us now is Brian Szytel, Senior Managing Director, Partner, and Co-Chief Investment Officer at the Bahnsen Group. Thank you both so much for joining us today. Brian, let me ask you, what's your expectation going into this, and how much does it matter?
Well, to the last point, it definitely matters. This is the largest weighting in the S&P 500. It sets the tone for the entire artificial intelligence landscape, and so it matters to the market. We're expecting $1.01 in earnings. One of the things I'll say, with the allowance of NVIDIA to start shipping the H20 chips to China again, remember those were written down on their balance sheet, and now they have, while they have a revenue share with the government that they have to come up with of 15%, that should be accretive. And I'm watching what they're going to talk about in their guidance for the quarters ahead with relating to the H20 chips in China.
And then, Brian, let me ask you your thought on this in terms of the tone set. You know, you mentioned obviously how much significance its weighting is in the S&P 500. Can't forget about its weighting in the NASDAQ as well. Often in recent quarters, it sells off, even if there's a beat and a raise. What are you expecting in terms of what tone this sets for the broader market?
Well, they beat out of, 18 out of 20 times here on earnings. So I would expect them to come out ahead of what we're looking at on the earnings side. As far as where the stock goes, your guess is as good as mine on the day. I think it'll set the tone for the sector. The setup is positive overall. You've got Blackwell, you've got their next generation Rubin chips that will most likely be a part of guidance as well. But my point is more just at 57 times earnings here, you're paying for a lot of this already baked into the stock price here. So it's more about a go forward and what can you expect from the company from an earnings standpoint.
All right, we will leave our conversation there for today. All eyes on NVIDIA later today. Thank you so much, both of you. That's Brian Szytel from the Bahnsen Group.